Hey guys, so I recently came across this news article that after 20 straight, quarters of improvement, pace of banks' asset quality gains likely to slow. So this was a really interesting article, and I was pretty curious that if the banks were doing so good, like there was a bullish case since the last 20 quarters, and now that it might dip, so how will it impact the stock prices of these banks in the Indian market, the Indian banks? So obviously, to know more about this, to learn more about this, I decided to ask Kwala Intel. So I already asked, and the response was pretty amazing. So the top performing Indian bank stocks and what are their current values? So starting with ICICI, it's 1411 rupees. Then SBI 1048, HDFC 725, Axis Bank is 1251 rupees. So this was the top banks given by Kwala Intel, and Kwala Intel also plot a pretty amazing graph for me. Like the statistical analysis was also done by Kwala Intel, as we can see the the fluctuations in the market and the price comparison between HDFC, ICICI, SBI, Axis Bank, and Kotak. So pretty much there has been a very slight downfall, but more or less there's a really bad run, like as we can see from 0%, most of the the performance are more or less up, only a very slight dip in this uh, May, June, July, August, like 4 months of analysis. So even the graphical representation is pretty amazing. I was able to understand a lot of pricing, and as per the date you can also look for exact pricing. So Axis Bank around 22nd June was up by 7.7%. Then somewhere around 15th June, HDFC was up by 2.65%. Somewhere around 5th August, HDFC is down by 3.23%. So this proper statistical analysis with all the trends were fetched, and this graph was plotted by Kwala Intel. A simple line graph, but everything is covered, and it's super easy to understand. So yeah, let's see which banks are like showing green results. So ICICI at 1411 rupees. So on a daily basis, it's up by 0.7%, and followed by SBI, Kotak Mahindra, Axis Bank, HDFC, IndusLand, Bank of Baroda, Federal Bank, Punjab National Bank. So these are the performances. Most of them are green, so it's kind of a bearish thing, and there's been slight dip as well. So the bearish impact is here compared to the green bullish impact. So the volume and the 52-week price range. So this is completely provided by Kwala Intel. So the leaders, that is the top performance, that is ICICI, SBI, Federal Bank, and the banks which are slightly in dip: HDFC, Axis, Bank of Baroda, and Punjab National Bank. So this is the complete analysis given to me by Kwala Intel. A proper statistically plotted graph with all the values available to compare the stock prices of these banks, and a amazing table plot with not just value but the range as well, like what was the range from within the 52 weeks of analysis, then the volume of the stocks, then what is the 90-day performance in percentage, the latest price values, and again like the leaders versus laggards, what's the comparison, and what is the basis, like on what basis, what criteria was followed to make the comparison. So everything is covered by Kwala Intel. So if you are into Indian stocks and preferring, or you're exploring Indian banks and their stocks, do check out Kwala Intel and ask more such questions, your doubts, anything you want around the Indian banks and the stocks, how they're performing. You can also ask for prediction analysis of these stocks, what factors are impacting these stock values, how the banks are performing, everything. Anything and everything you need will be provided by Kwala Intel. So do check out Kwala Intel, and let's continue learning more about Indian stocks. Thank you.